Good morning, afternoon, and even, ladies and gents, whenever you're watching this video. I'm gonna give my first impressions of what I think of DNF Duel. Because I have a lot on my mind. I want to talk about this game because I do like it, but I do have some concerns about it. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Nappyheadmilly. Please like, share, subscribe if you like this type of content. I usually talk about Strive, but if the demand for DNF Duel being on the channel is met and needed, I'll put it on the channel. But yeah, enjoy the content in the background. It's kind of me and my boy Rue messing around when the game was first coming out, just trying to figure out characters and what they can and can't do. Other than that, let's get started. Now I'm gonna break this down into 3 parts. It's simple: see, feel, taste. Yes, I'm on census at this point when I do my reviews. See is just how the game looks. Feel is obviously how the game feels in your hand, and taste is gonna be, do I have the taste for this game? Do I want to play it more? And it's that simple. That's how we're gonna break it down. But let's get to the C, which is the visuals. Visually, this game is beautiful. I'm not even gonna hold you. It's a very beautiful game. My favorite stage, and we were just to go off of stages alone. My favorite stage is the stage where you're like on the pirate ship. I love how that stage looks. I think it looks very beautiful. The AI is a little bit, to me, it's a little bit busy when it comes to just how health bars look. It looks like it's in, not busy, I shouldn't say busy, it looks like it's basic. It looks like it's truly in its beginning form, if that makes sense. But other than that, visually, the characters look beautiful. I love some of the animations on these characters. Not even the awakening skills, just their mana skills, just the way they look. Now, for the beta, I used a lot of Hitman and Inquisitor, and Hitman has some of the best animations, in my opinion, in the game. The way he's throwing his gun around, throwing the Uzi and the sword, when he does a certain mana spell, it just looks beautiful. I love the way this game looks. It's kind of a reminder of Grand Blue, and you're gonna hear a lot of this in the video. I compare this game a lot to Grand Blue. I feel like this game is Grand Blue with easier controls but more mechanics. If you want a shorthand of what I think of this game, I feel like it's Grand Blue with more mechanics but easier controls. But I digress. It makes me think a lot about Grand Blue, how Grand Blue was a very beautiful game in that 2.5D realm of the backgrounds are more animated in that 3D realm. You feel like you're on the 3D platform while your characters still feel 2D. And I love that art style. I love that style of play. But that's kind of enough with visuals. It's really simple. I just like, let's get to the feel of the game, because I think that's where most of my opinion is. Now, the visuals does not give justice to how this game feels. I think this game mechanically is very well put together. Now, let's start with the easy button, because that's the big topic right now. Why are we making our games easy button mode? You don't have to use that easy button when it comes to mana skill. You know what I'm saying? It's really your standard one, which is basically your light, your standard 2, which is your medium, your skill, which is actually your heavy button, and then you have mana skills where you can either input them simple skills or you can manually put them in. And what that does is, if you manually put them in, I realize that it gives you more damage, or it maybe give you a more plus frame situation. That's just something that I noticed. So there's really no concerns about that aspect. Another big thing is, lately people been talking about a block button being in the game, kind of taking away from your defensive prowess. No, I don't think so, and I'll get to that in my taste, but just keep that in mind. Now, mana in this game, kind of, I think it needs to be tweaked just a little bit, but once it's tweaked, it'll be perfect. You have a thing called conversion in this game as well. The conversion system I really like. It's a risk reward. Mana flows with conversion, which flows with HP. And what happens is you get gray life. With that gray life, you can decide to convert to get more mana, or to maybe cancel a move or cancel a situation where you might be negative. And I think that risk reward is very good. Now, going back to the mana part, which I was speaking about, the only reason I don't like it is because you get mana way too fast in this game. It's like, you don't have to fight. You can fight. Either way, it's going to come back super fast. And I really feel like if you are losing a round, you shouldn't get mana that fast. I think at least if I'm getting hit, it should be like HP. It should be a slower rate of which I get my stuff back. Other than that, it's almost perfect. Now let's get to the characters, because I know that's what y'all really care about. I played every character in the game. Every character feels amazing, except that Dragon Knight is trash. I don't care what none of y'all. Dragon Knight is so bad to me. I hate that character. I hated touching her. I hated playing her. And granted, she's pseudo puppet. She's not really a puppet, but she's kind of a puppet. I didn't like her. I also didn't like the Ranger, the Gunner, whatever it's called. Whatever the zoner of the game is, Mr. Fate, Devil May Cry, Gunslinger mode. I didn't like that character. Other than that, every other character I love, especially Hitman. Hitman is probably my favorite character in this whole beta. Hitman, if I do decide to get this game, is probably who I'm going to main, because Hitman is so fun to play. Crusader, I really didn't care about. I know the bless me memes, who cares? But when you find a character, and I say that to say this, when you find a character, the game opens up so much more. Doing combos in this game feels so good. It feels so good to do. As a matter of fact, I put this clip right here because I am using some clips from the previous video. But doing combos and hitting people with them boys feels so solid once you finally figure it out. I'm actually glad that the beta did not let us go into training mode and did not let us play characters that we wanted for a minute, because it allowed for people to actually find new characters. Because I wasn't going to play Vanguard, which is another character I don't think is that good. I wasn't going to play Vanguard at all. I mean, I was going to play, I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong. I was going to play Vanguard, but then I played Hitman, and I'm like, Hitman really fits the style that I play Ram. So he fits that Ram style. You know, that I'm going to beat you with my normals, and then I'm going to go in and do big buttons and what you're going to do about it. I like that about that character. So for me, the game feels actually amazing. It has onesies and twosies here. I do feel that the skill and the mana skill portion of the game, I'd rather just give me a heavy button and then have a button for skill, and then I have to manually input it for the mana skills. I think that would have been a better approach. But again, it's the beta. They can kind of rework it. But that's just, that's me. I feel like it's a little bit clunky when you first start off trying to figure it out. But I got used to it, so it's not that big of a deal. I would like to see a change in it, but we'll see. But let's get to the overall taste and wrap this video up. Now, when it comes to taste, I'm going to let you guys know this is going to be a game that you have to have an acquired taste for. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is, if you do not like simple games that are real easy to get into and you can kind of tell isn't going to be too hard to master, you're not going to like this game. The best way I can explain this is it's easier Grand Blue. I think I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. It's easier Grand Blue. A lot of people aren't going to admit it. A lot of people are going to say, no, there's different things. But this game takes a lot of what Grand Blue did and makes it better, but it makes it simpler to make it better, if that makes sense. So I got a little bit of sourness to it. One thing is, a lot of characters are not properly balanced yet, and the reason why I didn't harp on it in characters is because it is a beta. Now we got to remember too, this beta really wasn't for us to test the characters, more so to test stability online. Granted, it still should have at least an online training mode. I don't want to hear what y'all say when y'all say that, but the truth is, it was to test stability. And right now, we can tell a lot of characters got a lot of broken shit. Mainly Grappler. Grappler got an infinite. Like, Grappler is going to get nerfed. A lot of characters are going to get nerfed. I am worried about the balancing in this game because it's already showing signs of we're going to have some OP broken characters in the game. Striker is one of them. Striker is broken right now. She is literally broken right now. Grappler is another one. Crusader has some broken stuff. And, you know, it's going to get fixed, but I'm not worried about that for now. Next beta, I'm going to harp on it more. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting it out there now. As well as, I don't see this title being a $60 title. Now, there are rumors that it might be free to play. And if it goes free to play, that's probably the smartest route this Nexon could have did. It's the smartest route they could have did. And then you just make people pay for the characters they want to play. And I swear, if you allow it to where players can go to training mode and play against characters without having to pay for the characters they want to play, I swear to God, this game will go from a side game to probably one of the smartest moves next to KI. Like, I'm going to be honest, but I still had those concerns because I really feel like this game is going to drop with 13 characters and be a $60 title with no content added to it. At least with Grand Blue, as much as people want to argue why this is $60 titles, you can justify it because it has a whole in-depth RPG mode that still's getting content in it today. Is really fleshed out. It's a mobile RPG, but it's still a really fleshed out fighting game with a concept of an RPG on the side. It's an RPG first, fighting game first, RPG second, and that's really good. Now, if this game comes out with the same concept, I'm all for it. Then I'll pay $60, but if it doesn't and it just has bare bone content, I'm not paying $60 for this game. It will literally just be a bargaining bin. I'm waiting for it to go into the bargaining bin type game, but that's just me. Overall, this beta to me was a 7.5 out of 10. Very fun game. Very excited to see what they do next when they adjust stuff, add more stuff to it, maybe clean up and add to the AI, because they're going to clean up and add to the AI regardless of how people feel. But I still have my concerns about the game. I have my concerns about the balancing and the pricing, and I can't put it higher than a 7.5 until that change. That's no hate to the game because it's still very fun, very exciting, and feels very good. Looks very good, but hey, it is what it is. Like, share, subscribe if you like the content. I'm gonna head out. I will see you guys maybe Wednesday. Maybe Wednesday or Thursday I'll drop a video. I'll let you guys know. I might drop one on Tuesday on my birthday. But other than that, I'm out. Peace.